Captain Lee stood motionless as the Galactic Federation delegates chuckled among themselves. The small collection of Earth's historical weapons, placed carefully on the velvet-lined display case, had become an unexpected source of entertainment for the aliens. "This is what your species used to defend itself? Remarkable that you survived long enough to reach the stars," Ambassador Trill said, his four eyes blinking in synchronized amusement. The tall, blue-skinned diplomat gestured toward the ancient revolver with one of his upper appendages. "Primitive chemical propellants and manual loading mechanisms. Our younglings play with more sophisticated toys." The delegation had arrived 3 days ago to evaluate Earth's petition to join the Galactic Federation. Humanity, having achieved faster-than-light travel only 20 years prior, was eager to join the interstellar community. But the evaluation process was rigorous, and the historical weapons exhibit at the New Geneva Spaceport Museum had become an unexpected point of contention. "This particular firearm has historical significance," Lee explained, maintaining his composure. "It's a Colt single-action army revolver from the 19th century. For its time it was quite advanced." Ambassador Trill picked up the revolver with surprising delicacy, his slender fingers examining the aged metal. "So quaint. Our civilization had developed plasma weaponry when your species was still figuring out how to create fire." The other delegates, representing 12 different species from across the galaxy, nodded in agreement, their various anatomies expressing amusement in unique ways. The insectoid Zalari clicked their mandibles, while the gelatinous Moor pulsed with bright colors. "With respect, Ambassador, every civilization advances at its own pace," Lee said. "We've come a long way since then." "Indeed," Trill replied, replacing the revolver. "Though your current military technology remains charmingly obsolete compared to Federation standards." Lee bit his tongue. The Federation's technological superiority was well documented, but the condescension was becoming difficult to bear. Still, as Earth's representative, he needed to maintain diplomatic relations. "Perhaps we could continue to the next exhibit," Lee suggested, gesturing toward the doorway. Before anyone could respond, the museum's emergency lights activated. A monotone voice echoed through the hall. "Security alert. Unknown vessels approaching Earth defensive perimeter. All civilian personnel, please proceed to designated safety zones." Lee's communicator buzzed immediately. The holographic display showed Admiral Wilson's stern face. "Captain, we have a situation. The Corvin Collective has breached our outer defenses. They're not responding to hails." The Corvin Collective, a notorious group of interstellar pirates and slavers operating beyond Federation space. They typically preyed on non-aligned worlds, which Earth technically still was. Ambassador Trill's demeanor changed instantly. "The Corvins? Here? We must return to our vessel immediately." "I'm afraid that won't be possible, Ambassador," Lee replied, checking his tactical display. "The spaceport has initiated lockdown protocols. We're safer inside the reinforced museum structure until our defense forces address the threat." "Your defense forces are no match for Corvin technology," Trill retorted, his earlier amusement replaced with genuine concern. "They possess military capabilities that rival even Federation cruisers." A tremendous explosion shook the building. The museum's security systems engaged, sealing all exits and encasing the historical artifacts in protective shields. All except the revolver, which Lee had removed from its case during their discussion. "They've breached the perimeter," Lee stated, pocketing the antique firearm. "Follow me to the secure bunker." The delegates hurried through the museum's emergency corridors, the sounds of distant combat growing louder. They had nearly reached the bunker when the wall before them exploded inward. 3 Corvins stepped through the smoking breach. Tall, armored figures with reptilian features and augmented exoskeletons. Their weapons, advanced plasma rifles, were trained on the group. "Federation delegates," the lead Corvin hissed. "Unexpected, but valuable nonetheless. You'll fetch a handsome ransom." Ambassador Trill stepped forward. "The Federation does not negotiate with criminals. Withdraw immediately." The Corvin commander laughed, a harsh sound like grinding metal. Bold words from an unarmed diplomat. Lee assessed their options. The bunker door was sealed. Federation security protocols prevented their delegates from carrying weapons, and Earth security forces would take precious minutes to reach them. "We have one option," Lee whispered, reaching into his pocket. Trill's eyes widened. "Your ancient weapon, against energy shields and modern armor? They'll kill us all." Lee withdrew the revolver, but as he did, something extraordinary happened. The weapon began to change. The metal rippled like liquid, components shifting and expanding. The antique gun grew larger, its barrel elongating and widening, mechanisms transforming into something decidedly non-19th century. The Corvins stepped back in alarm. "Prototype ET-7, Lee explained calmly. "Experimental technology disguised as a historical artifact. The ultimate security measure, hiding in plain sight where no one would think to look." The transformed weapon hummed with energy. No longer resembling a Colt revolver, it had become a sleek advanced weapon that even the Federation delegates didn't recognize. "Earth may be new to interstellar travel," Lee continued, aiming the transformed weapon. "But we've been preparing for threats like you for centuries." A single shot from the weapon enveloped the Corvins in a field of rippling energy. Their armor systems failed instantly, and they collapsed to the floor, immobilized. The alien delegates stared in stunned silence. "Neutron disruption technology," Lee explained, the weapon already shrinking back to its original form. "Temporarily disable synthetic systems while leaving organic matter unharmed. We found it more humane than lethal force." Ambassador Trill approached slowly, his earlier condescension replaced with newfound respect. "You deliberately concealed this technology, even from potential allies." Lee carefully returned the now ordinary-looking revolver to his pocket. "Earth has learned some hard lessons about revealing all our capabilities at once. We prefer to be underestimated." The Federation delegates exchanged meaningful glances. "Perhaps," Ambassador Trill said thoughtfully, "humanity's petition deserves more favorable consideration than we initially thought." Lee smiled slightly. "We would appreciate that, Ambassador. Now, shall we continue to the bunker? I believe we have much more to discuss about Earth's place in the galaxy."